Welcome to 40 Below Zero, an international podcast about life with invisible illnesses, hosted by two guys living with multiple sclerosis. Coming to you from the Keystone State of Pennsylvania, I'm your co-host Nix, and with me on this ride is Terry, a Londoner who calls Ontario home. We're so happy you're here with us as we continue to try and normalize a life that is anything but. So let's get into it. What's up, Warriors? Welcome back to the show. Once again, here we are. What a great day. Terry, we got some news. We got a big show ahead of us today. I'm glad everybody's here. Lots going on. Oh my goodness. What are we getting into first? Let's talk about we're talking about you having to cancel your Ottawa trip. Do you want to talk about that now?
Yeah, cool.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah, for sure. I feel really bad, bro, because I've scheduled this. I'm so excited to meet Tanya in person again because they came
Right.
here and visited me anyway. So I wanted to go there and, um, dude, I slipped. This didn't happen recently, but in my mind, I've slipped for the last time in my washroom trying to get into my shower, and I realized, dude, it's not as accessible as I should have made it. And
Right.
here's my mistake that I just want to let everyone know. When you are renovating your place, make sure you're renovating it for the long haul, not, oh, it's going to help me tomorrow because you got to do a lot. Okay. My renovations cost a lot of money to do what I did to my washroom, and it was so comfortable for me. But now I'm at that next level where my transfers are getting a little harder, man. And I need to literally be beside my shower when I go in, maybe even like a roll in. I know
Okay.
I know might be confusing people, but I need it to be a little more accessible, so I need to do some more renovations. And it's not easy renovations, man. It's a whole washroom renovation.
Do you do you sit on a bench when you're do you have a bench in your shower
Very tight
or a
area.
chair or anything?
Yeah, I do. I do.
Okay.
Everything's accessible. It's just the transferring. It's getting up and transferring.
I got you.
It'd be a lot easier if I was right beside it and I could just scoot over, but I can't because it's not enough room. So my contractor, who's my buddy, he's gonna come by, hopefully tomorrow and check out and see what's needed. And we're talking about major renovations if needed to be done, which is cool, bro, because being comfortable is my priority right now.
Well, yeah, that and safety. I mean, I don't even know the statistics on it, but I would imagine the injuries from slips in the shower has got to be pretty high up there.
Dude,
That,
I just want to be comfortable. So anyway, I
sure.
know the amount of money it's going to cost. So I'm just saving on my trips right now. You know what I mean? And
So
I know,
you had to reschedule Ottawa.
you
You had
know,
to say thank you, but no thank you to Edmonton.
dude, first of all, Tanya is the best friend I've ever had, bro, because she's like, please don't stress. And my stress was, bro, I love you, bro. Relax.
Anyway, go ahead.
Brian is in here, by the way, which is awesome
Okay,
because we have
we'll
things
get
to
to
talk
him in a
about.
sec.
I'm going to do the disability travel card. So I'm going to
Okay.
jump on the Via Rail, and that's my goal. Because of all
Okay.
this, I'm going to jump on the Via Rail, and I'm going to do that and see how that is. I know a lot of people have been talking about that in Canada, and you can actually take the Via Rail, the train, from province to province all
Really?
throughout Canada. Yeah, so I'm going to definitely check that out,
Oh, nice.
and I'll
So
let you know about that.
unfortunately, you're not going to be meeting with Tanya. Unfortunately, you're not going to be meeting up with our good friend Brian when he comes to Edmonton again. Um, he was looking forward to seeing you, but that's okay. You'll get there. Actually, he's got some news, and maybe you'll have to take a trip to me and hang out with us down here.
Oh shit.
Yeah, he's got some news. I can't say it, but that's what he does on his show. He says, "Oh, I got news," and then they don't talk about it.
Yeah.
So I get to do that now.
Okay. Okay.
Um,
Cool.
well, I'm glad
Easy,
you're
dude.
finally.
It's a little easier to go down to you than
Yeah,
to Edmonton.
I
Straight
bet.
up. Anyway, yes.
Um, I'm glad you're prioritizing your safety, which we've talked about a bunch of times that it's not cheap being disabled. There's a lot of extra stuff that you don't think you'd have to pay for, but then you find yourself, having to cancel trips to redo your bathroom again. But that's definitely good advice. Make sure you are renovating for your worst possible days in the future to make your life as easy as possible.
If you're buying a
All
house,
right.
guys, make sure the ramp in the front, you're gonna be like, oh, it's just 2 steps. 2 steps is 2 steps, you know? Okay.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. You got to think in the future. And it's amazing. And we could do a whole show on how the construction industry needs to really implement universal design that we talk about with a lot of our friends on here. Would it be so horrible if every house had a ramp instead of a set of steps to the front door? Would it be that
True
they just
that,
didn't?
bro.
Yeah,
True
that's what I'm
that.
saying. Like, so, but yeah, we could do a whole show on that and why that would be so important. But looking at our show notes, I know we got a lot of stuff going on here. You said Brian's in the waiting room.
Yeah, Brian's in the waiting room.
Okay. Well, let's welcome him in. You know him from Push. You know him from his spots on 40 Below Zero. He's been here a couple times. Good friend of the show. He's here to do a promotion and talk with us about what he and the rest of the cast has going on for, I think, their upcoming season 3, if I'm not mistaken. Correct there?
Wait. Let him explain what's going
Yeah.
on.
All right. Let's bring him in.
So unfortunately, he's only here for a few minutes. So whoever is listening and watching, uh, stay focused, see what he has to say. Awesome.
Hey, Brian, welcome in. How are you?
Not doing the greatest, but I'm all right.
Well, good to see you again, my friend.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I got this unbelievable pain in my leg, and I'm nauseous, and yeah, just dealing with the disabled bullshit. So unfortunately, this is the you're getting Brian in bed, fucking praying for death. That's all
Uh,
that is.
oh, feels very intimate now that you've invited us into the bedroom.
Yeah, right. Absolutely. How are you?
We're doing good.
We're okay.
Excited to hear what you have to say.
Yeah, I mean, just wanted to kind of throw it out there to our Canadian viewers or whatever. But Push, reality TV show I've been on for 2 years. Basically follows myself and 8 other people, friends with disabilities. Kind of highlights kind of what we do, what we deal with in our life, ups, downs, everything. We did a couple um, protests, I guess if you want to call them that, for parking spots and for catheter use with the government. And we gained a lot of ground. We were able to change the amount of catheters that were allocated per day. We were able to, bring more awareness to disabled parking, kind of show the city of Edmonton, anyways, just kind of what the importance is. And yeah, I mean, apparently there has been a flood of letters written to CBC requesting, if not demanding, that there be a third season. And CBC has advised us that is great that we have this kind of support, but what we actually need is the views. So they're doing a promotion from now until July 31st where they want us to get 250,000 views, which a lot of people would think, well, that's going to be tough to do, but it's really not actually. 250,000 in a country is pretty minuscule. But yeah, we're just reaching out to our viewers, to our friends, our families, to people that hate us, to anybody that to kind of help us go on to Push CBC Gem and check it out. Click on watch it, and then put hashtag
Just play.
well,
Just push
right,
play.
yeah, thank you. I'm having a not feeling well moment. But yeah, it's been we're really, the thing is like, I don't know if people understand that the show wasn't done for like everything we do, it wasn't done just for the show. This is what we do here in Edmonton, Bean and Brittany and myself, like, we're big advocates and we fight for disability rights, and we bring awareness to things. And so we have so much more that we want to be able to help our communities with. And by using this platform with CBC, we've been able to reach globally and give ideas to our other provinces and our other wheelie peeps of things they can do to just kind of make their life a little easier, or what we can do to kind of protest against unfairness, I guess, and whatever. I mean, it's crazy to me that in 2024 they're still building brand spanking new buildings with no wheelchair accessibility thought given to it. You know, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. So, and especially in today's age where, I mean, first of all, look at vehicles. Vehicles are now able to reach 500 mile an hour with a blink of an eye. You know, injuries just climbed. The amount of diseases and just our elderly, our baby boomers getting into chairs now. It's just I just 2024 is not the time to be questioning whether or not we need disability stuff. So yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, and then the other thing is we're thinking, we've always been thinking globally. Like, yeah, it's great that push started here in Edmonton and whatever, but you know, what's to say that we don't start filming in other provinces and expanding, and just we want to make this the greatest thing ever. So I figured, yeah, I dare you for sure. Well, you've already been on TV. You've been in a movie, so
Oh, he is such a jerk.
I love you. I love you. I know you, Jay, but I love it. I think about that actor. I just watched that movie
Such
3 weeks
a jerk.
ago, and I howled. I was like,
I
"Where's
love you,
Terry?"
bro. Yo.
But yeah, you know, that just I'm begging our nation, I'm begging our viewers, I'm begging our fans, I'm begging everybody to jump on CBC and start watching the first 2 seasons. And you know, I'm sure CBC is probably not going to appreciate this comment, but I don't even care if you put it on and just let it play in the background and then go to do whatever you want. Let's just get the
Whatever
get
it
the aware.
takes.
Dude, that's what
Yeah,
most people
whatever.
do with our podcast.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
I know that, man. You guys are great. You know, I have to tell you something actually. So I've never been a podcast guy. I've never been one to listen to talk shows. Like I just haven't been built that way. And obviously, because of everything that's going on these last 2 years, it's become a pretty big norm in my life where I'm doing podcasts, YouTube channels, whatever the case may be. And yeah, it's been an honor to be on your guys' channel. I've gone through a lot of your stuff, and it's I think what you guys are doing are incredible. You know, there's been a couple of podcasts that I've been asked to be a part of. We won't name any, but you know, it just wasn't the vibe. It just wasn't what I expected, and you guys have made it so comfortable. I look forward to talking to you guys every time. So it's
Oh,
great.
thank you. Thank
Great.
you.
And then after our conversation, Nick's last time after we finished the podcast, but it's been on my mind 24. Like I've really looked deep into my soul as to how I feel. And yeah, it's just crazy, bud. So I just
Oh,
yeah,
thank you for that.
it's great. It's great.
Yo, we can't wait to have you back on for a whole episode next week. I know we only have you on for another few minutes. Um, dude, last time you were here, we had stories, we laughed, you gave us advice, your insights were fucking amazing. So I
Yeah,
can't wait to talk to you next week for a whole
I
episode on the real
yeah, I mean,
struggles you've been through, bro. Really.
it's gonna be you know, for your viewers coming up, it's gonna be an emotional one. It's gonna be an eye opening, mouth dropping. Some are gonna get pissed, some are going to want to kill, some are going to you know, probably go out and hug a tree or enjoy life. But yeah, this one coming up is I spend a lot of time talking about it in different circles, and it's just crazy to me. But and then here I am today suffering, and I'm thinking like it's related, and I hope not. But I think today we're just gonna go to bed. Or what are you doing temperature wise right now? Like what are you guys sitting at?
In Celsius,
Uh,
it's around 24. It's not that bad today. 23, 24 early.
36.
Oh,
36.
woo.
keep
I
that.
can't sleep worth of nothing. And then to just add to my woes, I leave for stupid Scottsdale, Arizona on the 31st. It's 47 during the day, 32 at night. What idiot goes to a state that's 47 during the day? This guy apparently, but yeah, man,
Apparently, I got to do
it's so
math
fun.
again.
Do you guys like do you have full feeling in your body, or do you have hypersensitivity? Like, do you have nerve pain?
Yes, I do. Terry?
Do you?
It's man, yeah, I do. I do in my legs. I have nerve pain. I have feeling is just nerve damage. So you can take a thumb and push it against my leg, and I feel it. And then if I look away, and then 2 minutes later you remove the thumb, I actually still feel a pressure on my leg. So I'll kind of be like, "Hey,
Yep.
get off my leg," and I'll look down. I'm like, "Oh, it's not there anymore." So it's nerve damage. It's a weird feeling, but the nerve pain I do have, and
Yeah,
uh,
my left leg is I describe it as pins and needles on fire is my left leg. So sometimes it's tolerable, and a lot of times it's irritating,
bro,
and
not
sometimes I
everybody.
can't even step. Yeah, just me. Yep.
It
Uh, yeah,
MS is
because
so flaky.
I have hypersensitivity, and when if like you change temperatures or a breeze, it sets my leg off, and I
Yeah.
like literally last night cried for like 10 minutes trying to get over the pain and go to sleep, and it just did not work.
Mm.
So I just wanted to know if you guys suffer, if you have any tricks of the trade. I've talked to like 4 cripples this morning asking, "Yo, do you do anything to these stupid pains?" I've been in a wheelchair 30 years, and I'm reaching out asking if anybody's got a solution, but everybody has the same solution: cut them off.
Bro,
Yeah.
I made a video
Yeah,
of
but
of me pretending to cut off my legs.
yeah,
You
you
know,
know
I
what though? If you cut them off, there's no guarantee that you still won't have the pain. I know I've spoken with individuals because I went through the same thing. I was like, can I just cut this leg off? It's not doing me any good anymore. And they said phantom pain is 10 times worse. So
yeah, I met a girl 2 days ago. She was a single leg amputee, and she had a lot of questions for me. And we started getting into the conversation, and she said that her phantom pains are through the roof. Like, it was shocking to her how real phantom pains are, and just like how much of an adjustment it was. So it's crazy to me. I
Hey,
in today's world, that you wish they had an injection that would just kill those nerves. Like, I could
yeah,
care less. Kill the
the
nerve.
only
Let it.
yeah,
positive thing about me not having legs is people won't ask me anymore, "Hey, can you still walk?"
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I've heard that, as if you're a paraplegic and they have to do amputations, that it's actually very high risk because your blood circulation's already low. You're
Well,
running
well, you got to think about it. Your body is set up to work at a certain volume. And if you change that volume, it changes everything. So
yeah.
your heart is built to pump your blood at the size you are. And if you cut that in half, your heart's going to be pumping way too hard for the half that's still there. There's like a whole bunch of stuff that's high
You got to
risk.
remember, this guy's a medic.
Like, really? Like, he's actually a
In
medic?
in the past, he had,
The
yeah,
past, not a medic, EMT. So I didn't go through all the school,
same
just enough to get you to the hospital. It's not even close to the same thing.
thing.
But I appreciate the, listen, if the
Yo,
apocalypse happens, I can be a medic. But other than that, no.
Brian messaged me saying that he wasn't feeling good, and I said, "Hey, bro, we'll do this another time."
Right.
He's like, "No,
Right.
no, 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 I'm gonna come on." So I appreciate you, man, coming on, even though
Yeah. I mean,
you shitty sleep.
I really don't know what's going on with me. I said, like, just so we're all, just to put things in context, like, there's been conversation about going to the hospital. I don't know what's going on with my right leg. It's like, it doesn't make sense for it to be a pressure sore. It doesn't make sense that it hurts. I drank, like, I swear to God, 7 liters of water in 3 hours, and I barely have gone to the bathroom. So I just got some things I'm a little concerned about. But I'm gonna lay down and try to, like, close my eyes and go to sleep and go from there. I just wanted to jump on, get you guys on board with the push thing. Push, 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 push.
Push,
So
push,
You know,
push.
hashtag let's play. Sorry,
Dude, you're better than I am. I'm the guy who's
Hashtag
supposed to be
just push play.
There you
just
go.
push. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
We'll link that.
Yeah,
We'll
no,
link that on the show page, and we can't wait to have you on next week. Hopefully, we have some good news. Hopefully, the doctors or somebody gives you some good advice, or if it just passes, whatever. I'm just sending good vibes your way, brother. And
I
hope,
appreciate it. I
uh,
appreciate it.
so the
Yeah,
goal is
well,
so the goal is 250,000 views by July 31st.
yep,
CBC Gem, you said,
yep, yep.
and click on
And it's
push.
free. I mean, the one thing people kind of get annoyed with is you got to sign in to a login or whatever. And
Right.
that's like people usually, oh, but you know what? It's not costing you anything. It doesn't do anything. Sign in, watch the 2 seasons, delete it afterwards. I don't care. Just watch the first seasons, and then when season 3 starts filming, we'll let everybody know, and they can log back in. Like,
Awesome.
and there's some CBC's got a lot of great shows, believe it or not. So we got to support everybody out there. So yeah, jump on there and let's watch it.
Awesome,
right.
man.
Good
Dude,
talking to you, brother.
Let me see your watch
Yeah.
before you head out. I love the orange watch. I think Nick wants you to send that to him.
Yeah.
Just joking, bro.
Yeah, she's pretty. She's pretty. I like this one a lot.
Nice.
Yes, sir. Okay, boys.
We'll talk to you
Thank
soon,
you.
bro.
Yeah, we'll
See
talk
ya.
soon.
Awesome,
Goodbye.
man. Take care. So you heard it. You heard it
There
from
it
Brian.
is. Let's get a
Third-
season 3. All right. Well, there you have it. Let's help them get to 250,000 views so that CBC can get behind them, because it's a good show and it needs to stay on the air.
Nice. Okay.
So, what a cool dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sucks
Definitely,
he's
man.
going through it right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Real problems, bro. Do you have anyone you want to do a shout out to? Because I certainly do.
I know you wanted to talk about, I know you wanted to spend a little time talking about MS Canada and all the things that they do. So, I mean, we can do dueling societies right now. I mean, go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead. You can start.
Whatever. I mean, MSK, I just wanted to give them praise. You know what I mean?
Okay.
A lot of people like to beat up on charities and stuff like that. But if it wasn't for MS Canada, I would never have met you. You know what I
That's
mean? I
true.
would never have met a lot of the people that I've met. But it's not even that, man. They actually have programs and services that they offer. And, people want so much more. So much more. No matter what they give, they always want more, 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 more. But they're doing an
Yeah.
amazing job with the programs and services that are offered now, like some exercise programs. And I'm not here to advertise for them, and they don't even know I'm talking about them right now. I'm just saying,
That's
dude,
true.
they deserve praise, for what they're doing. They have a lot of educational webinars that they do. And dude,
Mhm.
the most important thing for me, they have support groups that they have put in place, run by volunteers. And
Yeah.
that's how I met you. And that's, and the
Well,
first one,
how much time did you spend facilitating is the word, right? Facilitating these support groups for them.
man, I've done it for, I think it was over 2 years now. And
Okay.
yeah. But there's the one that I originally went to, my first one ever, virtually, was run by Manon, as you know her as well.
Oh
Manon.
yeah, I went to her groups a lot. Yep.
Her group is called Virtual MS Warrior Support Group. And if anyone's ever interested, please email us, and I will definitely send you in contacts with her if you're interested in attending her group. Just so you guys know.
Yeah, it's definitely worth it. And I know you and I talk a lot about the positivity of those support groups and the connections we made and the people we talked to. And that's kind of why we do this, because not everybody's comfortable talking in a support group. But if they hear that somebody is worried about finances because they have to redo their bathroom again, and
Dude,
or like they might be like, okay, yeah, I'm not the only one. So
dude, I've learned so much from support groups. So much. If there's a medication I want to go on, you go to these support groups and you say, I'm going on this. If anyone has any advice. And these groups are run so well where they don't allow advice unless you ask for it. It's really, really, And another thing is when you go to support groups, you need to find your support group that works for you, because
Mhm.
you never know. The facilitator might trigger you with something that he said or she said. I don't know. I'm just saying everyone has their own way. So go find a support group that works for you.
Yeah,
And
and oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there,
no,
Terry.
no, it's fine. Perfect timing.
But you're absolutely right. If you are someone who's newly diagnosed, somehow you found the show because the algorithm said you should watch the show because you've been recently searching MS things, um, or if you are a caregiver or a family member or a loved one or just interested and curious, the society websites are definitely the place for the real information. Um, yes, you can listen to what we say because of our personal experiences, but if you want non-biased factual opinion, that's the place for it. And you're right, and that's the link. They can get you connected to people, they can get you connected to services, they can show you how to do grant work, they could do all sorts of stuff. Um, I send lots of people there when we chat. Um, and
I
you're right, the support groups were definitely helpful. I feel like support groups, personally, I feel like support groups are like just like group therapy. I mean, that's what they are. So you dip in and you dip out as you need them. Um, and that's kind of that's kind of what I'm doing right now. I'm kind of taking a break from group discussions, just because because I have you, Terry.
Bro, you know what I tell everyone? It's a tool. Use it when you need it.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
tell people that you don't have to come every time. This is what I was facilitating. I would tell people, you only come when you need it. If I don't see you for 2 years, I'm actually happy you don't need it. But,
Hmm.
use it. It's fine. It's a tool.
So that's our we're promoting promotion day, right? Is this what we called it, Terry?
Yeah. Yeah.
We pr
Promotion day.
we're promoting push. We're promoting the societies. What else do you want to promote? I
Oh,
mean,
man.
I didn't, I'm, excuse me. August recess for the legislators is coming up, so I'll be speaking with them. I know I mentioned that. That's going to be a fun time. I don't know. I find out this week or next week what our legislative agenda priorities are, so I'm going to talk about that a little bit on the show once I
Okay.
know what they
Cool.
are.
Yo, that's
Um,
really cool. Yeah. I
thank you.
can't wait to hear that for sure.
Uh,
I'm going to put all the descriptions in the
yeah, you do a great job with that, Terry. I'm not as focused as
below.
you are.
Whatever. You motivate
uh,
me, bro. But
uh, good.
talking about motivation, I have to give this guy a shout out. Everyone gives a shout out when they come on here. So this guy here, he doesn't even know I'm doing this. I don't even know if he listens to the show. But this guy, my
Shameless
trainer,
promotion today.
yeah,
Oh, you
so
talk about
shit.
your trainer all the time. You should definitely
Yo, but I've
promote
never
him.
plugged him. I've never plugged him. I never put his shit in. I
Yeah.
will. I will. Like, I just want to show people his logo so it looks
Okay.
familiar.
Online personal training. I didn't couldn't read that. That was quick.
Oh,
I
my
got
bad, man. I don't,
you were
I
very
don't,
excited. You put it up and took it down. I couldn't read it.
I'm not a plug kind of guy, but
All right. Online personal trainer, live one-on-one. All right. All right.
everything's on
Genetics.
here, man.
I like it. I like it.
So yeah, Mark from Genacks Fitness. Thanks, bro. I appreciate you. You know that I appreciate you. And I
All
wouldn't
right.
be where I am if it wasn't for him, whatever that
There-
means to you.
Well, that means that he's the one who makes sure, like the doctor said that we had on the show, if you don't use it, you lose it. So he's the one who's making sure you keep using it.
And thanks to Mark, I'm a little more regular. So that's my
That's
plugins.
that's the clip for the real Terry.
Clip it. Sounds good.
Oh man.
So yeah, anybody you want to? I think I want
A
to say the
shame,
most important is the societies.
yeah. Shameless promotion day. That's what today is.
Yeah.
But no, he's absolutely right. Brian's absolutely right. It is unbearable down here nowadays. It's ridiculously hot.
Yeah.
Um, super affected. Um, my left eye is not doing well. I mean, I know I just had my infusion. I'm feeling good, but like boy, even when you feel good, you still, it doesn't go away. And I still am not used to that after 11 years. So I guess feeling good is like, for me, is being able to tolerate all the things that I know are going to happen.
Bro,
Um,
I'm so worried to say the wrong things to people, because sometimes my beliefs might be different than yours. And I'm
well,
not saying mine are right and you're not right, but whenever I hear you say that, I always think into my mind, you're taking this medication. It's, again, I don't want to contradict
no,
what you,
say, yeah, no, no, go.
it's not supposed to make you feel better. Maybe the day or the day after, because they pump some steroids into you, prednisone,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
But I
Mhm.
don't think this treatment is supposed to make you feel better. I think it's supposed to reduce the chances of you getting an attack.
No, you're exactly right. You're exactly right.
And then
Um,
placebo effect. It's always
it,
there, right?
totally. Yep. And that's why I think I feel good for a couple days because I do have those steroids. I know that I have the medicine that I need to stop the flare-ups or slow them down. And um, but yeah, no, you're right. And there is kind of an expectation that it's gonna fix it, but it doesn't fix it. It just stops it from getting worse. So even though I feel like garbage, you're right. Once those prednisone wears off, I'm just right back to it. Um, so you're right. You're absolutely right. But
Cool.
listen, when you were talking about perspective and the things that you say um, resonating with people, we just had that happen, and we should spend some time talking about that because on our last episode, you towards the end there, you had made the statement, and we talked for a bit about you feeling like you're on your way out, and you were very emphatic about that. You're very like, listen to me, I'm on my way out. I'm, 10 years, 20 years, whatever, bro. And that really hit with some people. Like we got a lot of responses.
I got a lot of emails, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Like we got a bunch. So you think it'd be all right to read one or two anonymously? I mean,
Oh my God,
anonymously?
I'm not even set up.
No? All
I
right.
have a few comments to give those people.
All right.
There's really amazing comments where I resonated with a few that have felt the same way. And they thank me because, they feel it. They feel it, but they don't want to say it because it might be perceived the wrong way. And then there
Mhm.
are a few people that have said to me, please don't give up. And I'm like, no, 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 no.
Yeah.
On my way out doesn't mean I'm on my way out of life where I'm trying to end it. I didn't mean it like that in any way. I just meant it's inevitable that my body is slowly shutting down and it's not my choice. And I will not give up and I will keep pushing. And I have my support system around me to keep pushing me. But all I meant is my body is failing and I am not giving up, but it is failing me. And it might be 10 years, might be 20 years. That's all I was saying. So please, thank you for the shout out. Thank you for the support. But yeah. And a
Yeah,
lot
that's
of
good.
people say, oh my God, I understand exactly what you mean. And it makes
Yeah.
me feel good that I'm not alone. I'm like, oh, really? He's like, yeah, oh my God, I'm the same exact situation. So,
And that's good that they hear that because there will there was a lot of people that were like, "Oh my goodness, Terry is in crisis mode right now." They were very concerned for you, and rightfully so, because when you make that kind of statement, people's ears perk up and they, not that they're not paying attention to us now, but they definitely
yeah.
start paying a lot more attention when you say stuff like that. And well, it's good to know that uh, it's gonna it's good to know that it's gonna suck, but you're gonna be here for
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
it.
The
Which
good parts are better than the suck parts.
that's
That
true.
sounds so weird.
That's not
But
the
yes.
clip there. One of
But
the so one of the I'm not going to read the whole comment, but one of the comments that we had got, it said, "That's how I feel right now." Talking about you saying you're on your way out. That's how I feel like right now. I don't want to be on this MS journey, and I've had enough. I don't know what to do, and I live each day being scared and feeling with the feeling of impending doom, and then it goes on from there. And
Mm.
that's that's true. Like you get scared all the time
That's real
about
talk.
what you don't you know, and it's deeper than, oh, everybody's gonna die. It's deeper than, you don't know when it's gonna happen.
It's the
It's like,
shadows.
yeah, that's exactly what it is. There was a good description I heard a while ago. Some professor was given a speech about MS, and this is years ago. And he was talking about MS is the sword of Damocles. I don't know if you're familiar with that.
No.
So the sword of Damocles is a pendulum type sword that swings back and forth,
Okay.
and then you never know when it's going to drop, and you're beneath it looking at it, and you never know. So it swings, and then it swings back, and then it just keeps going like this, but you never know when it's going to.
Sounds about right. I know what you're saying.
So that's what we live with. It's, that at some point, like you had said earlier, you're going to be at that next step, but you just don't know when it's going to happen. And you're going to fight it. You're going to do everything in your power to not have that step happen,
Yeah.
but it's going to happen anyway. And that's the terrifying part.
Yeah.
So, the
Dude,
the give up and the give in mentality, you just get tired of fighting, you know?
do you remember that episode we talked about giving in or giving up?
Yep. Yep. But it's still there. It, like, just it's it's every day. And we do what we can to put it out of our minds, and we do what we can to keep going, but it never really goes away. It's always nagging. It's right there. And sometimes it's obvious. I mean, sometimes because something dramatic happens, like all of a sudden you have to sit down, or all of a sudden, whatever.
Bro,
And sometimes it's
everybody
not.
needs a place. I'm sorry to cut you off.
No.
Everybody needs a place to talk, to express their feelings, to vent. And a
Yep.
lot of people don't want to because they don't want to be that guy who's always negative. But you need to get it out. You cannot bottle it in.
Yeah, it
You
will
need
crush you if you keep it.
you
If
s-
you're if you're a person who's diagnosed with MS or any other chronic illness, and you try to take it on your own, like I have, and I'm sure you have, it doesn't work, because it's bigger. It's one of those things that's bigger than your ego. It just is. And I hope that people that are out there struggling silently realize that it's okay. Like they say, it's okay to not be okay. That's true. I mean, you have to say I'm not okay, and then make your life easier, because once you do that, that's when you start using the tools that are available. But until then, you're going to fight it and try to live like you used to. So, using tools such as therapy, using tools like equipment that you need, that's not giving up. That's, continuing the fight. So, that's my TED talk.
no, that's amazing, bro. But at the last support group that I participated in, I had to tell everyone because I heard some people saying they're suffering. So I had to step up and say, don't suffer alone.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. It was don't use the word suffer, use the word managing through it, not suffering through it.
Right.
And then I said, if you are stubborn enough to just say, no, I'm suffering, then don't suffer alone. And I pushed it on everyone like, don't suffer alone. Just text someone. Once in a
Right.
while, I'll text you, bro. I'm like, hey, what's up? I just need to talk to someone.
Yeah.
Just talk to someone. And if the people you're talking to are not responsive, then don't talk to them.
Find somebody else.
Find somebody else. Life is too short right now while you're living with this illness to suffer alone.
No
Be
need for it.
selfish and make sure you drag everybody down. No, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. Don't suffer alone. Seriously. We're always around.
Mhm. Man, and you know what? That mentality is so prevalent that we don't, you and I don't want every show to be about it, but it is in every show that we do because that's what it is. So now, yeah, we highlight people that are doing cool stuff and we highlight, this, that, and the other. We're getting doctors on board now finally to come chat with us. And that was super cool. It really kills me that that was the day that my internet dropped out because of the thunderstorm. But we just have so many amazing people. Just feel really lucky. But you don't need this show. You don't need a show. You don't need anything that Terry and I have. You just need somebody somewhere. That's all.
We had a paraclimber in the UK watch that latest episode, and
Right.
a paraclimber with MS wants to come onto the show.
Perfect.
So I cannot wait.
Perfect. And listen, for those of you out there, don't think that the way you're handling your disease and the way you're handling your life is any less than any of the people that we talk to just because you're not climbing. Yeah, it doesn't make you any less. It's just something that they do, and just maybe highlighting the fact that there's something out there that you can do.
I never thought of that way. Now thinking about it, like people might be like, "Oh, this guy's doing this guy." Dude,
Right.
just day by day, man.
Right.
Just give somebody else support.
Yep.
Just make somebody else smile. Oh my God, this sounds so corny right now.
You're getting there, Ter.
But it is,
You're, you're
man.
going to bumper sticker level.
Dude, no. I make if one person comes to me and says, "Thank you, you made me smile," dude, that means so much to me, and I feel like that's a purpose. I don't need to go rock climbing, and even though that's amazing, you know what I mean. But I don't. What I'm more into, um, making someone else have a little bit of joy in their life of shit instead of you watching me. I'm sorry, I know this is gonna sound a little bitter. Instead of you watching me do something so amazing with my life and then making you feel like shit, I'd
Right.
rather go to you and kind of tickle you and say, "You're doing." Does that make sense?
It makes total sense, Terry.
I think you just.
Listen, if you take the mentality of my win is not your loss and vice versa, then that's a good way to approach it.
Thanks for fixing my comments. Yes. Thanks, bro.
No, I know what you're saying, dude. I know what you're
No,
saying. You get more joy out of seeing other people be happy than what, even though you're happy with what you're doing. It's okay. Listen, dude, we're what, like 40 minutes into the show. Brain fog starts to kick in around now. It's hard to concentrate.
and you won't be around when I'm talking to Dr. Wagner later. I might be having a quick session with him as
Oh,
well.
good. He's been up to some stuff, right?
Yeah,
That guy never sits still.
he was just at the Miss Wheelchair event,
USA?
Miss Wheelchair USA events.
Why I didn't get an invite? Yeah, we tried to schedule him for this portion of the episode, but I know he can't do it for time constraints because he's flying currently. He's coming, he's going back home. So yeah, you're gonna chat with him later. You're gonna see what he's been up to.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I won't be here for that because it's been a while since I talked to him. Good dude.
Well, as soon as we end, you never know. We might be continuing right away with him. We'll
Oh,
see.
okay.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah,
But it'll
no,
be a short session anyway.
very
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, man. So I just want to remind everyone, hashtag just push play. Let's get that show viewed. Let's get a season 3. Let's get Terry onto season 4.
Season 5 in Philadelphia, maybe.
Great.
So maybe I can make a guest appearance.
Great. Let's get the show on HBO.
There you go. Get them syndicated. They're all great people. And if you're down in the States and you want to watch it, you got to set your VPN to make the computer world think you're in Canada. Then you can watch it because it's not available down here, unfortunately.
I wish I heard about the show way before I was in a wheelchair, because I'm just curious. Would I have been interested? Are only wheelchair users interested? Just curious how people view this show, because a lot of people,
Well,
you
I'll
know,
tell you what, when Brian's on, we can ask. That's a great question to ask him. But that's very, I don't know. That's a good question. I
A lot
don't
of
even know if
people-
I would have been.
a lot of people, I don't know how I viewed people in wheelchairs before I was in one. Like a lot of people are uncomfortable
Yeah.
looking
Well,
at someone.
they think it's contagious, Ter. They think if you are to get an MS diagnosis and you see someone in a wheelchair, then you'll end up in a wheelchair. And that is not the case at all.
I don't know, man. When I was younger, there was this person in a wheelchair who sneezed, and I felt a spectacle hit my eyeball.
Is that what it was?
Did I say spectacle? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I'm
Oh, boy.
tapping out again.
What are you done? Okay. I don't blame you. But no, that happened. I'll tell you what, that actually happened to me. When I was getting my infusion, I saw somebody and they were having a real difficulty moving. And I first thought was, I hope that's not my future. But it wasn't like I can't talk to them because we were sitting next to each other. So we ended up talking for about 2 hours before I passed out during my infusion because passed out asleep. I didn't, black out. But so even now that thought still goes through your head, but the wheelchairs are not contagious.
I can't even believe that that's even. Remember when we read that? Like that's a myth. I can't
Yeah.
even.
Mm.
I don't. I don't even know what to say.
Well, you have a good time with Dr. Wagner later. Tell him I said hi.
I will, for sure.
And good speaking with you again, Ter. Always a pleasure.
Always, man.
Another
Always.
episode. Big things on the horizon.
Yeah.
For you, me, this show, all of our guests. There's some stuff ahead, man. I can't wait. Got some pretty good people coming up, but Brian's up next week.
We got some good people coming up. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
to our
Brian
listeners,
McPherson.
he'll be on. Bring your tissues. It's going to be a very. I think we're going to finally crack the shell of Brian. We're going to get through the persona, and we're going to see. We're going to do real talk, as we
Because
said.
last time it was pure jokes. It was
Right.
stories.
Right. So now that we've got that out of the way, now we can do the. All right, let's slow down now.
Yeah. Sounds good.
All right, brother. We'll talk soon.
We will talk soon, man.
Thanks, everybody.
Well, welcome back. I was just talking to Nick, just so you know, and he had to leave. So he was hoping that you're going to come on today. So we can just do a check-in.
Oh man, I'm super excited. Listen, as you know, I was away in Ohio. I was out there. Well, you know me, I'm super busy anyway, and we keep in touch, so you know this, but I check in. Well, let's check in. I've been busy with Miss Wheelchair USA. Yes. I will say that the show, before we get into everything else that I'm doing, the children's books and the show and whatever,
Sure.
the show is doing great. Everybody can check it out on. Well, the best thing to do is to go to Instagram. Disabilities Redefined, at Disabilities Redefined, one word. And my name is Truett Lee Wagner Jr. But it seemed like although many people have jumped to TikTok and whatever, we just kind of just stick with Instagram, and that's our main platform. We do have X and Facebook, and but mostly it's Instagram. But I host a talk show, Disabilities Redefined, for your viewers who have never seen me on the show before, which I've been maybe 2 or 3 times already. And you've been on my show too, and you always do quite well
Thank you.
here in New York. But yeah, the show, we host successful people who just happen to be disabled, or advocates who are working for the disabled population. And today, since we're going to check in,
Yep.
you got in touch with me, and you see what I'm wearing. And there's a funny story behind this, but I'm going to tell it to you in a minute. Quick question. I know we're recording because the air conditioner just came on. Is it bothering you? It doesn't bother me. Okay.
Nope. Zoom blocks out the noise, so we're good.
Okay. So what happens is that I am coming back from Miss Wheelchair USA. I have been doing the red carpet along with my beautiful co-host for quite a few years now. And I wanted to wear your t-shirt there. So I showed up Wednesday, this past Wednesday, and I took mostly long sleeve, not because of the weather, because it's hot in Ohio, but I just have a bad allergy to sun.
Okay, that's okay.
But unfortunately, it was quite cool.
Okay.
So when I went to the airport and arrived, and they had the car, the limo and everything there to pick me up, I had on this tee because I just wanted to take snaps of me, and you saw them, And
appreciate it.
So, but Terry, I was stuck wearing the tee all week because I had different color long sleeve underneath, and it was cold, so I wanted to be layered. And the only short sleeve shirt that I had was yours. So I'm like, every day I would have these long sleeves of red or brown matching or gray or blue. And 4T below was everywhere anybody turned around, they were like, 4T below. Finally, somebody's like, what's going on with you in 4T below?
I'm so glad you only had one shirt. What are you saying? You want me to send you some sweaters?
Yes, I love. Well, first of all, let me check in with this. I love this.
Awesome.
It is super comfy. I actually did get quite a few compliments on it. I usually don't go out, but we did have our host bar and the whole 9 yards after rehearsal. And even some of the college kids there and the younger people, I don't know whether they were college kids. It looked like a college bar to me, but it was right there near the theater. They were like 14 below. They just liked it the way it looked. It was, this fire coming out and whatever. But I really did enjoy wearing it. And I have a beautiful picture of me casual with the newly crowned Miss Wheelchair USA.
I didn't see it. That picture, it wasn't online.
I'm waiting to post it because I'm posting them in. Dude, haven't we posted enough of me in this t-shirt?
I'm just asking if I saw it because I saw a few pictures already, but yes, you're right.
A few. You saw like just about. Yeah, I mean the thing is getting crusty by now. But it was cold this morning when I left the hotel. They came to pick me up to drive me to the airport, and I had to wear it again this morning because I'm like, it is cold over here in Akron. But listen, it is a great shirt, and congratulations on everything. You boys have done amazing.
I've noticed you're all over the place. For me to contact you, and it's funny because every time I'm like, hey, you want to catch up and go live? You're downtown, you're in another country. I don't know where you are. You're always all over the place. So I was so happy that you went to this event. Dude, I never even knew there was a Miss Wheelchair. What is it? Miss Wheelchair?
Yeah, you know what? I'm glad you brought that up. I just came back from Miss Wheelchair USA. USA. Anybody check it out. www.misswheelchairusa.org. So that's www.wheelchairusa.org.
I'll also put it down in the description. I'll put everything we talked about earlier as well into the description. Your YouTube channel, your Instagram, everything will be mentioned there.
Yes, and for
So,
those of your viewers in New York, because you guys are getting out there now, most of my audience is here in New York City.
mhm.
I know I keep saying that, but we really haven't caught on to the internet viral fever yet. We do very well here in New York. Our ratings are super good at our network, which is a New York-based network, a Manhattan neighborhood MNN. But you know, we do have our followers. We do have our followers on YouTube.
Your show on New York is
Yeah,
only in New York. Like
it's
no
only
one.
seen in New York. It's not. It doesn't go out. It's like a lot of these LA shows that are only seen in LA that do incredibly well with you know, showbiz or whatever. But
I
it's
did not
not
know.
seen. Yeah, it's not seen in outside of New York City. No.
Makes sense because I told you when I went on your show, I told you I got bombarded with Facebook friends. I'm like, who are these
Because
guys? And where
they
did they?
were probably, if you could do a some sort of you know, demographic study, they probably would be coming from the New York area, because that's usually what happens. There's a flux there after people appear on the show, because again, it's seen in New York, and we always run it twice. That's something about our show too. We always
Yeah.
encore perform, whether it does well in the rating
Cool.
or not. We just do an encore performance. So yeah.
And a lot of the people that were adding me as friends, were special needs and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
some, a lot of they had a lot of disabilities, whatever. I don't know what that
Yes.
means, a lot of disabilities, but they had, it was obvious that it was
Co-occurring. It would be either co-occurring or yeah, co-occurring. I guess you would say that would be the term we'd use. Yeah.
it was obvious it was because I was on your show. So
So
thank you.
well, the first time you came on the show, your YouTube was great. Your YouTube response was great. The second time was good, not as good, but the first time it was great. So you were just new to the American public at that time.
The
Then you
second
think,
time I was on a panel, right? I was on a panel with
yes,
two
yeah,
other.
no, that one went very well.
Oh,
Second
okay.
time you were,
Okay.
yeah, no, that one, the
Okay.
comedian,
Okay.
you and two other comedians, you know, comedy acts at the
Mhm.
time.
Mhm.
That one did quite well. That one did quite well here in New York too.
Cool.
What comedy would do well in New York? Anything to do with comedy does do well in New York. Yeah, hashtag comedy, man, it's all over New York. But your last show with you and Nick did good, but not as good as your first one. So people
Oh,
might
you meant that one.
think,
Okay.
yeah, you were America's sweetheart for a while, and I guess now he went on to another little hottie with a beard and gray hair.
Relax. Tell me about Miss Wheelchair
Miss Wheelchair USA. Yeah, you
USA.
got it
Not
right. Yeah,
America. There's also an America.
yeah, there is a
Just so
Miss
people don't
Wheelchair.
get confused.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We are Miss Wheelchair USA though. Yeah, listen, Miss Wheelchair USA is a an amazing event. It is very much like the Miss America pageant, not Miss Wheelchair America, but the Miss America, because it is not just based on beauty. That is what I love about this. There are two things that I love about Miss Wheelchair USA. It is 18 and up. So let's say someone was in their 20s in the 1970s before accessibility became very popular.
Yep.
And now they have the chance to go and be in a beauty pageant. Listen, I mean, it's great because it gives people the chance. Most of them do speak about that times have changed, and this affords people that opportunity.
Yeah.
Because things, we have made progress. We still need to make progress, but we have made a lot of progress. And then the second thing I love about Miss Wheelchair USA is the platform. There is a platform based on advocacy. So before they show up, they have had to demonstrate a strong level of advocacy in their specific area.
Awesome.
Most of the contestants have done amazing. For example, we have one who works with rare disease. She now is an ambassador, and she actually goes to the White House every so often. And
I was just about to ask you.
yeah. We have one who is also an ambassador.
Okay.
Ambassador means after they won, and then they're made ambassador after they continue to be involved. She actually redid playgrounds to make them all accessible in her state.
Okay.
Which wasn't just like going and redoing a playground. She had to speak to Congress. She had to speak to the politicians and the governor to get the whole thing redone. It was like so involved when she got into it. We have other ones. For example, what I'm very proud of right now is that the young lady who just won second runner-up
Yeah.
is nonverbal, and she answered all of her questions with a device. And she had a family member there to help her out, but she really used her device. That's accessibility. But her platform was something entirely different. Her platform was fitness and exercise within the disabled population. So and you know, listen, it is a very special week. So what I really, although it is a beauty pageant, it is not just based on beauty. And that really, I love that. That's something that
I love
really,
that too. Yeah, yeah. I have a couple questions. Number one, how is this not picked up on a bigger mainstream media? Like I'm glad they went to the White House. I'm glad they went to the White House and stuff, but not to throw like Ellen DeGeneres, who's no longer in show business, but how come she wouldn't pick someone up like that? Because this is the most exposure. You want to answer that? You can answer that, but you got to answer it on speakerphone so we can entertain everyone here.
I just took care of it. Yeah. Hang on a second. I'm going to have to answer.
Yeah, take your time. Really cool. Okay, so a few questions for you. One of them, I got to remember these questions now. One of them is, I already said this, but you got the phone calls, so we got chopped out. Mainstream media, how come they're not pulling these people on their show? Like
They
Ellen
do.
DeGeneres.
Well, they do. Yeah, they do. Well, I can't speak for mainstream, but you know, listen, let me bring this to a broader level. And again, I don't know how you feel about this. I don't know how Nix feels about this. I am of the impression as we go into a more streaming based society that there is nothing wrong with a niche. I do not see anything wrong with a niche at all. And I don't mean a niche as far as society, you know, society one click or what. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about when we have a friend of mine from the TV studio said a few days ago that fame these days, it really is niche based. And if you want to reach an audience of, let's just say, well, the name of your show, even 40 Below Zero, you've explained it to me. I can't remember, but you know, and your title of your Instagram account, 40 Below, something about the zero or the degrees or something.
Okay.
And yeah, I don't remember.
I'll explain afterwards. Yeah. I'll explain to you. It's okay.
Okay, I'm a doctor. I don't know everything.
It's okay. It's okay. I'm listening to you.
All right.
I have another question for you. So,
but okay, but I do want to say I don't see things wrong with niche, because if you want to reach an audience, appeal to the groups that you want to appeal to. If you want to appeal to MS, as you do, I love the fact that your Instagram title is What's MS. I love that. Now that does not mean that you can't make an entertaining show that other people might want. For example, on my show, we do a lot of photo sessions. People find that interesting. I get in touch with parents. Most of my response is from parents, by the way. But I get in touch with parents all the time, and they were like, you know, I never really thought, you know, my daughter speaks about being a model. I didn't think that, you know, someone who was disabled could be a model until I saw your fashion show. And it was so much fun and I mean, your fashion shoot. And it was so much fun. So, but then we get in touch, people will get in touch with us and say they just like the show because it does do fashion and it does do, you know, we do shoots with everybody, Paralympians and Paralympic, you know, athletes. We just had a rock climber on not that long ago with amputee.
Wow, we just had one on our show. The exact thing you said, rock climber amputee.
Yeah, I saw. Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
We're planning another one coming up in which that we want to use Michelle Hammer, her t-shirts. Also, she was also involved with Miss Wheelchair USA this past time. Schizophrenic NYC. She has a great t-shirt line out, just like you guys do.
Awesome.
And it's Schizophrenic NYC. It actually is it's unhiding, I guess, And that does create somewhat of a niche. But back in the day when we had 4 networks, ABC, NBC, CBS, and HBO, and the 6 o'clock news, which is, the ABC news or whatever.
Yeah.
Nowadays, we have people out there coming up with disability channels all over the globe. We have podcasts that are out there. Listen, the more, the merrier.
Of course.
As far as what you were talking about, like mainstream, I think mainstream is very important. I
Yeah.
think
Just for exposure, right?
just for exposure.
Yeah.
If you want to reach an audience and send a message, send it to the people that need to hear it.
So
if that makes any sense, I don't know.
100%. This competition, I hate using the word competition, but Miss
But
Wheelchair,
It is a
Miss Wheelchair
competition.
USA.
Yeah.
Who gets to, like, if I've heard before, wearing glasses is a disability. So where does the line draw? Like, I mean, who gets accepted? What if I go in there and I say, hey, I have ADHD and I want to be part? Yeah, it's just a wheelchair as long as you're in a wheelchair.
Well, I do the red carpet. I was a judge my first year, and now I do the red carpet, as I stated.
Okay.
So I all of that information is on their website,
Okay.
but it is Miss Wheelchair. So you do have to have rely on that device, if we'll
Okay.
call the wheelchair device.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, of
If
course.
you, as you just said, if you wanted to go join, and I'm not being funny, if you
I
identify,
know.
because there is a rule, I believe there is a rule, says if you are 18 and over, a woman, and or identify as a female, you can be in it, and a wheelchair user.
I was just curious, not for me, but hey, you never know. But I was just curious because is there ever a conflict of people arguing? Oh, why?
It has never been a conflict
I hope not.
that I'm aware. Now, of course, you have the normal things like, somebody did something that the other one didn't like, or,
Yeah.
I mean, that goes on. That's going to happen anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that is quite refreshing within itself, and it is,
Listen,
so.
I got to tell you, if Nick and we were talking about this, and we will eventually, we said like 2025, but if we ever come visit you, we are very relaxed knowing that you understand our needs. And if we ever needed something to be adjusted, we are really relaxed around you to tell you, hey,
Well, we are going to have a fashion shoot. I've already told you this. You and Nick are going to do some modeling, which is often the case on my show. We could either do an outside shoot if it's cool, which is what we often do at times. And of course, New York has a lot of accessibility. I like to say we've made progress. We have still a lot more to do. But there's a great hotel near the TV studio.
yeah,
And
I remember.
whenever I go and I travel somewhere, I'm not going to see the whole city in a day. So I think probably what would happen is that you all would be at this hotel, and we would just have our time in this radius of the TV studio and the hotel, and go to. I always tell people it's best to come to New York just a few days at a time.
Yeah.
I would rather people come and be able to spend as much money as they would like for a 3-day trip than to have to watch every penny for a week trip, for a week-long trip, because New York is super expensive.
I've been there before, so I get it. Yeah.
But I always say just come and have a few days, and you don't have to watch every penny. But no, you guys would be, we would do definitely probably a photo session one day in the studio, and then the interviews the next day. And if we could work it out, what we've got going on now, getting into the check-in, is that we have got where we will interview, as we did with Rome Lakin, who was the double amputee, very strong athlete here in New York City, recognizable athlete here in New York. And then we did an interview with him and his dad. And then about 2 weeks later, we screened it and had we turned the TV studio into a theater and screened it, and then had a catered event. So we could do something like that. Yes. But
we'll figure it out.
Listen, Terry, after being best friends for 8 years now and never meeting each other.
How come you haven't come down here? What's the deal?
And when are you
I
going to
could,
send me
I
your
would, you
private
know
jet?
what?
Pick me up.
I would not be opposed to coming down there, but I don't have a studio there to
Yeah.
interview people
Look at
like
my
you,
look at my
like I do.
studio.
Yeah, but
I hear you. Yeah,
I would sooner you guys come and just see our studio and everything,
we
and
will. We will.
let's do it. Let's put a good episode together. That's what I would like.
Dude, I love you. Thank you so
Oh my
much for
God,
coming on
you're
today.
amazing.
I
Yes,
appreciate you.
absolutely.
Thank you.
I
Thank you.
really do as well. And we always, you said earlier, I'm hard to get into. Why do you say that? And people out there are going to think that I'm running away. Listen, every time
Oh, you're busy. I didn't mean
yeah,
that. I just
but
meant to,
did we not FaceTime in LA when I was there? Did we
dude,
not FaceTime from the
I
hotel?
say to you, when you're available, FaceTime me. And then as soon as I get calls, I'm like, oh my God, I better get it because he's going to be busy in 10 minutes.
We just FaceTime a few days ago, smack dab in the middle of the I even put a post between you and all the beauty.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
And then
And I got to meet a few people there too.
yes.
Thank
So you did.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Anyway, you're great. I'm super excited about you doing all this media stuff. I mean, I wish that I'm happy that you're sharing more of yourself. You know, the first time we met, and I'm a little bit older than you, but I was thinking, you know, that you said you were camera shy. I remember before the meeting, before the interview, and you jumped in, man. You jumped in, and you were a pro. So I said then, I said in my mind then. I said, the cat's behind me, sorry.
I see her.
I said,
Sort of.
I hope Terry will be able to share more of himself with other people via the media. And look at you now. You've got a podcast. You're almost on a documentary. You're doing,
What?
you got a t-shirt line.
First of all,
You know,
when I came onto your show 5 years ago, it was the first time kind of, and it was Nick to thank as well, because Nick really pushed me as well.
mhm.
So, yeah, you're right. I am camera shy.
Well, you
but
did great.
Thank you.
And I think we spoke about that actually at the end of the show. We spoke about that how well you did. I want to ask you a question. Then I do have
Sure.
to bow, but we both do because I see time is running out. How are you feeling about things with this podcast? How has this podcast helped? Have you come out of your shell anymore? Have you got a lot more confidence now that you've got this podcast and have this project where you're putting yourself out there? Because even now, after having a show like I do and you know my story. I mean, I get attacked every other day. Something going on, but
Yeah.
but I find that I'm less and less concerned about putting myself out there, whatever that means. How are you adjusting to the putting yourself out there? If
When I
that's
first started, I hated my voice. I hated hearing it. I couldn't even listen to an episode. Nick's like, check it out. Tell me what you think. And I'm like, yeah, it sounds perfect. But I never heard it. Now I'm so fine with it. So if someone hates their voice, just keep listening to it. You get used to it and you start to love it. I felt like in the beginning, I wasn't hosting a show and I was just there to help Nick. This is the way I felt. Maybe it didn't come across like that, but as I was, getting into the season, I felt more and more it was my show and I'm working the magic. And I don't care. My ego is put to the side. I don't care how I look and what I say. I've told people enough. I've said it all. And I feel like it's helped people and I get a lot of responses. And the responses are so heartfelt, and then I realize this is why I'm doing this, because people don't feel alone. It's all about that. And that's why we are based, we are about multiple sclerosis, but we also kind of opened up to other illnesses because we all go through the same thing. A lot of people go through invisible illnesses. It might not be MS, it could be a rheumatoid. I can never say that. Rheumatoid. Did I say it right? Rheumatoid arthritis.
oh yeah. Yeah.
Dude, that's so painful. I have family members that suffered with that. And as soon as you say arthritis, oh yeah, it's fine. It's arthritis. Nah, it's suicidal sometimes.
Mhm.
So this show has given us a voice and I love it. I love it. I feel like this is my purpose. I did these support groups. I don't know if you know, but I ran a lot of support groups for MS Canada.
Yeah.
And I was enjoying it. It was like my little show. You know what I mean? To make people smile, to make people feel like they're not alone and we all have a place to be at. I feel like this kind of expanded the role
That's
to,
wonderful.
to more of the international.
I don't know who is doing your editing, but I hope they will leave what you just said in, because that is a wonderful answer, and it shows that you're doing the show for all the right reasons, and that you understand that you can in fact touch a lot of people, and I think you do. So congratulations on the success of the show, and Nick's, although I never get to see him, it's always you. I do love both of you boys, and
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can't wait to meet you. That's about the size of it. Okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, man. Take
You
care.
have a great day. We will talk to you soon.
See you later.
Bye. So check us out at 40belowzero.com. That's 4 letter T below 0.com. Or feel free to reach out to us. We'd love to hear from you. Our email address is info@40belowzero.com. Our personal Instagram account are, for Nix, it's Nix_V713. Or for Terry, it's What's_MS. Awesome. Looking forward to hearing from you guys. We'll talk soon.